Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be looking at the tragic story of Precious Ramabulana. Precious was from Limpopo and she was born on the 24th of August 1998. She had a young sister and she was said to be extremely God-fearing and also an A student. When Precious was done with matric, she enrolled at Capricorn College for a business management course. So, because this was way far from home, she had to find accommodation nearby, and she rented a small room in a close village. Because things were very, very tough at home, Precious was a breadwinner, so what she'd do was that she'd use the funding from NSFAS to support her family, her mom and sister, because she had lost her dad in high school. Precious managed to pass all her modules in her first year and did exceptionally well, and nothing off happened during the year. On the 23rd of November 2019, she was hanging out with a group of friends as this was like a study break for them, as she was due to write in 3 days. A man by the name of Abri Manaka passed by, and at the time he was 28 years old. He watched the girls for a while and then he decided to leave. Aubrey had a history of sexual assault and also forced himself upon his 10-year-old cousin when he was 16. And in 2014, it was later found that he was charged with forcing himself on a 5-year-old girl. In confession, Aubrey states that when he saw Precious, it was love at first sight, and when he left, he went to watch soccer, and then from there, he went to go drink. In the early hours on the 24th of November, he decided to go to where Precious lived. He states that he saw this as the perfect opportunity to prophesy his undying love for her. He states that he realized that obviously it was odd for someone to be knocking at odd hours, so he knew that Precious obviously would not open for a stranger at that time, so he decided to lurk around the house. Precious then saw the man's hand as he rushed inside the house through a window, and she was frightened and she called her aunt. And she was crying and telling her aunt that she sees a shadow of a man. The aunts then decided that they should pray, and they prayed for a few minutes, and then Precious decided after the call to call a friend who lives nearby. The friends were also scared to come out, then she decided to call the landlord, but sadly the landlord was in Johannesburg. Unfortunately, Aubrey was able to make his way through the window and into the room of Precious. They started to fight as she obviously fought for her life, and in order to fully overpower her, he decided to start striking her with a knife. He then forced himself on her, even through the bloody scene that he had caused. She was still alive during this act, and when he was done, he decided that he wanted to finish her off. In total, he struck her 90 times until she was unfortunately gone. He then stole two of her cell phones and then took the clothes that she was wearing. Precious's aunt obviously tried getting back to Precious to see if she was okay, and the phone was going to voicemail, and obviously this was causing a panic. Although she just wanted to believe that it was due to network, she still decided to call the police. This was around 3 a.m., but the police did not go at the same time, but they went much later in the day. When Aubrey got to his place, his mother states that he asked, like, why do you have a huge cut on your head? and then he assured her that the incident had happened at a tavern. When the mom and the sister of Aubrey heard about what happened to Precious, they were extremely worried and they state that they could tell that Aubrey wasn't acting as his usual self. I think the mother and sister suspected that he had something to do with Precious because they decided that they'll just mention Precious in his presence just to see how he'd react. And what he would do would, anytime her name comes up, he would leave the room. The case became high profile with Cyril Ramaphosa himself going to visit the family, and due to seeing the living conditions, he decided to build them a house and also fund her sister's education. Precious was later arrested days later, and they kept on looking for who had committed this act against her. The police luckily were able to track Aubrey down, and they went to his house and they found the two phones that he had stolen from Precious. He was immediately arrested. Initially, he had stated that he is not guilty, but then he later confessed to everything and then pleaded guilty. 2 years later, he was given 2 life sentences for every act he had committed against Precious. This is truly a devastating story, and we pray that her soul rests in peace. And please like and subscribe and comment on any thoughts you may have.